So in my last video, I talked about why I stopped doing edibles. That weekend, Father's Day weekend, I went and saw my dad, did some edibles, and had a similar reaction. After I got done recording and editing that video, it's got me really thinking about all my different experiences. Actually, I wanted to go back and revisit the first time that I ever had edibles. To be honest, I was only 17. Don't do drugs if you're a kid. It was after my high school graduation. But the homie I had started smoking with, and I went back to his apartment because he was a little bit older and he had his own apartment at this time. And I was like fully prepared to just smoke. But he was like,
"Bro, let's make edibles. I found a recipe to make homemade edibles."
Like, are we gonna make brownies? And he's like,
"No, we gotta make butter and stuff for that. I have a better idea. It's called firecrackers. They involve Oreos."
Okay, how are we gonna make edible Oreos? So this dude had an electric coffee grinder. Took the weed and we put it in the electric coffee grinder, shredded that shit up to bits. We mixed that in a bowl with peanut butter and the icing from the Oreos, and we spread that back onto all of the Oreos, and we wrapped that in tin foil, and then we baked it in the oven. They were rank. When they were cooking in the oven, even though they were in the tinfoil, you could still like smell the weed smell. Personally, I like smoking weed. You know, I love the way it tastes, but I don't like it when my food tastes like weed. They smell like gas, and they tasted like they smelled. So I'm like powering through it thinking like, oh yeah, this is good. Like, it did not taste good to me at all. We also had no idea how much weed we used. I think we had put a ½ ounce and then we ate 5 of them each. We ate like all of the weed that we had put into it. There was like 2 left over and got progressively higher throughout the night. The first like 30 minutes went by. We weren't high. So we're like, oh damn, like what if these were just duds? Another like 20 minutes goes by and we're like, yo, let's go over to Family Video and rent some rated R movies for us to watch, rent some comedy movies. When we were at Family Video, that's when I started getting hit. I'm like, yo, we gotta get out of here, bro. These edibles are starting to hit. And he's like,
"What do you mean?"
And then he started laughing about everything. He started texting his girl. He's like,
"I think these edibles are hitting."
Was not like prepared for how high that we were gonna get. We got back to the house. I was like, yo, let's smoke a bowl. And he's like,
"What, are you crazy?" Okay.
We smoked a bowl and we were like fucking roughhousing, being teenage boys, fucking around while we were watching this movie. Yeah, I basically just blacked out on his floor. I remember it being pretty warm. I woke up on the floor with nowhere for him to be found in my goddamn underwear. I was still super fucking baked and I didn't know it because I had never like been high the next morning still. I'm here in Springfield. I had to go to work in Taylorville at Walmart. And I was already 2 hours late, and I had to drive 45 minutes out there. I had a bunch of missed calls from my manager asking me, like, where I was and stuff. He was pissed. I drove there. Unfortunately, like I said, I didn't know I was high, and I was a kid at the time. I was stupid. And I went, like, 30 miles an hour. Like, I was driving real fucking slow, so it took me forever to get to work. I get to work. I tell everybody that I'm sick, but a few people could tell that I'm just high as fuck. And I was in a daze working as a cashier. I get a text from my homie who's at his house, and he's like,
"Yo, why is there a sock on my coffee table?"
And I look down, and I pull my pant legs up, and I only had one sock on. I didn't even know it. Literally from the beginning, edibles have colossally fucked me. While I appreciate them, and I know a lot of people just only do edibles, they really hit me like a truck. That's it, y'all. If you like my video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe.